And so today we just left church and we're here with my church sister, Sister Sweedine. You know, she's my girl.
Hi.
So, but the action. Go hi. So we're here chilling as usual in my chilling spot. Yes, and we're gonna talk about something. What we're talking about today. Oh, she's gonna share with us when she, as a child of God, she's messed up. We all do at times. But she's gonna share a story um, about getting pregnant while she was a Christian. And you know, she bounced back because the Lord is very merciful. And you know, so she's gonna share a story. We're both gonna talk. So it's not just Sister Sweedine, but we are gonna have a conversation. But she's just gonna share a story. Can you relax, please?
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, you look like you have on a life jacket. Yeah, yes, Steve? Alright, so
Okay, where should I start?
let me make it easier for you. So you were going to church and you met this young man.
Yeah, so I got saved and I was working in an institution and I met this young man and you know, I got warning that I should stay away from him. But because you know we're young and we're in our prime, so I always said they're jealous. Even my very friend here used to warn me about it, and I know she was looking out for my best interest. But me never want to hear about that.
True.
Do you want the man?
Like up the ball and be a kid.
Yeah, so God always sent a word and saying, do not go to nobody's house by yourself. And trust me, saints, sorry, people, I was listening and that's I go through one ears and I come through the other. And to cut a long story short, this guy waited on me for 3 years. So I think the boy liked me. But little did I know, you know.
I mean, I like you, but it never said him.
Probably.
Probably.
So my sister here got a dream and my cousin dog rotten. And you know they said pregnancy was gonna come up, but at the time I wasn't having intercourse with this person because I was still a babe in Christ. I was 3 years.
There was no baby, they're on the choir.
Yes, I was.
And she's an intercessor, she's a prayer person, she intercedes for person's behalf. You was grown, for you to be in the choir, you pass new converts and get your right hand of fellowship. But that doesn't mean that we are ever grown, you know, or ever fully mature. But in the realms of the church thing, you did a thing.
Yes, I was a part of the women's department. I was so involved in a lot of ministry, and I remember I started to back out. Like I stopped going to choir practice. I lose passion for even woman ministry. I was in sign language, and I started to lose out of everything. And I started to visit the guy's house, and at that point I remember it happened. It was a September the 15th.
I did too?
Yes, I have to remember because when stuff like that happen and it hit deep, so you're going to remember. And I thought this dude liked me, and you know, going on, and him started to come around, and the more he started to come around, the more I got less interest in God and the things of God. And we were there going, and I remember the Lord said to me, if you go back to bed with him, you're going to be pregnant. And I laughed and I turned to the young man and I said,
glad to do that?
yes.
You stubborn, you love money, man. Talk truth. You love man Sweedine because if God tell me that, me I go be weird. But me know it go see. Me not condemn you, but me just say, Lord God, if me get the dream and you never believe, and I will get the interpretation of the dream. And even when you're there, the shop at work, I mean, I said, yes, make a little step on the phone, so And that never worked. But
Yes.
if God tell you something, no, you know, say I'm not perfect, you know. So, me just I tell you, so you could have listen God still.
That is true. And I remember I turned to him and I said, "What did you just say?" And he said, um, "Nothing." And I still go ahead and I went and I do it. And trust me, when God speaks, it happened in an instant. I remember 3 days after I started feeling bad, and I took a pregnancy test. And normally I wait 5 minutes before the pregnancy comes. Yes,
The result.
it came up as a drop, one drop. I'm not exaggerating. Boom, 2 lines, Sister Debbie. It's like I went crazy. It's like everything just shut down. I don't know what to do. I don't know who to tell. And luckily I had a church sister, her name is Dominic, and she was the one who prayed me through. Trust me, she prayed for me, she prayed. But she was there praying, and me and their ball. And like I was saying, I like them to tell for me not pregnant, a joke.
After you find out, say, you're pregnant and Dominica praying through, you can't say a lie, nobody will tell for you, because you take the pregnancy test, is that not hearsay?
It's more of I was shocked.
Shocked?
Yes, I was shocked. Even though God said His word, I was shocked. And
But you were using protection.
no,
And I think, I'm not telling anybody to fornicate or to do anything as a single person and to go to the will of God. But my God, you could use protection. I shoot me at that.
yes, I know, and it's true. But when the enemy, I think the enemy find room, and I'm not blaming the devil for my misconduct, because the Bible tell me that if I resist the devil, he shall flee. But I fall into diverse temptation, and I spread my bed hard, so I lean it hard, and God fling my flat right over my head. But I had a next church sister, her name is Chancelina. I told her, and you know, the Holy Spirit, him kind of loved her, so him did already download it in her spirit. And then I call Sister Debbie, and then I tell a few persons, and my pastor give me the laugh. When I was talking to my pastor, and I told him, he said, "Sweedine, they rape you?"
God, this is the only way a child of God can't come say she's pregnant and she not married.
And I said, "No, Pastor, I wasn't raped." You know, we spoke, and you know, I must thank God for my church family. They didn't condemn me, and if they do, honestly, I would be a backslider today, because me tell myself, say, you know, them come condemn me, even though I am wrong in my situation and my mess. If them condemn me, but now go back. So I was being rebellious while I'm wrong, but nevertheless, God was there in my mess. And you know, my church family rally around with me. They pray with me. Them never condemn me. Them never scorn me. So God be the glory.
That's what families are for.
Yes, and Sister Debbie, a whole lot of them to me.
I don't have to call
Yeah, I don't have to call
because the
them.
list long.
It long.
So the whole church, the body of Christ.
Yes, so I was there going on. They support me 100%, and I started to pray. Yes, I started gradually. You know,
She came to church with her pregnancy. She used to sit at the back, then she start worship again. And you know, persons will look, and you know, and some persons were saying like, "Why Sweedine you brave? I could come, you know, I could come." But I mean, that was the zeal and the passion, you know. Even as soldiers, even if you get damaged or if you fall short, you're supposed to get up and rise up, don't it? So I mean, that is strength in itself. I mean, no say if somebody was there watching you maybe it's not pregnancy, but something else they were going through, then you would have inspired them,
Yes.
to continue on the road.
And as you mentioned that persons even message me through Messenger, even at my very church, like, they commend me and like ask me to encourage them. And trust me, I didn't know I have that inside of me. And young girls who are going through the similar situation that I am going through, because lots of them told me, I had abortion because of embarrassment, and I don't know, I don't want anybody to laugh, but they see me going through this process and I never give up. So my life was an upliftment to others, and I'm not saying that you should go ahead and fornicate and get pregnant in church, but if stuff happen, because we're living in a real world and not most persons can hold out, because
with real feelings and real nature.
Yes. So it's good when you have great church members and good friends, and my church members are more there for me than my family, and I really appreciate that most of all. And then after, persons like give me 2 days in Christendom, and that was 4 years after Christendom that happened. So I was slaughtered, but at the end, because I brought my son, yes, persons come to me for advice, and they know I can pray, to God be the glory. So it was a good and a bad situation.
But to stick up it, I think, this is what I think, this is my personal opinion. I think God built ministry in us by things that we go through. It's not, yes, you were being stubborn, but I know that God know all things before it happened. And like with Moses and Pharaoh, he hardened Pharaoh's heart, even though he keeps sending Moses and telling Moses what to do. He knew from the get-go that Pharaoh would not release the people until he was ready.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes things happen to us. Yes, we get warning, yes, we get telling, but some build ministry in us, because that, God forbid, that next young person should get pregnant in church. Then no, me couldn't minister to her, I could just get advice. But as in you went through it, so you would be talking from experience. Than me say, well, God love you of course, but the embarrassment that she have faced and feel like defeated, like she would come back to church, I don't know firsthand how to deal with that. Yeah, so that was just a ministry, God. Well, you can relate to that if that should happen again and stuff like that. But what you get from it? No, not for you. Not to say you're going to get pregnant, but suppose the similar experience happened to an next person, then you speaking from experience, you know firsthand what to say to that person.
That is true. And I must say, God really visits us at our very down moment. Because I remember I was there praying, and you must keep a baby shower for a person who is not married.
No, well, I wouldn't say you mustn't, because you could have your family planning.
Yes,
but as a church, we could have said, no, we are bash and say, no, you're never married, so we're not doing it. But we know, say, financially, we wanted to assist. And the best way to do that was, I make you feel good too. I was to show you a baby shower, say everybody, right, I think, I was in charge of it. I think that's Sister Michelle and Sarah. And they wrote what, person should buy. Just to make up that she have everything. So that was love, more than even a baby shower.
Yes, the love was there. I got my baby shower.
Emancipation party.
Yeah, and the journey wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It's like I was carrying water in a basket. But it was worth it, because I learned God more in my mess. Yeah, I learned God more in my mess. And why I said that? In my mess, it drew me to my knees more. I started to pray more. I started to even encourage person more. And persons wasn't looking at my belly at that time, but they were looking at the word that is coming from my mouth, And I appreciate the moment because it let me to know God and the God that I serve. And how can I say my God is a healer if He do not heal me? How can I say my God is a protector if He do not protect me? And trust me, He has protected me through this pregnancy. He has kept me through the pregnancy, and He has brought me out victorious. And I want to thank Him.
I remember when I just opened the shop, and I'm not really a god, my brother just buy out the shop, and we did a panda and I try build the thing, but it never bad still, to God be the glory. And every time I go to church, this sister here they behind me, I pray to God. I don't know what she pray about, but me the poor man here pray, then I would have going for prayer meetings. And every time I go down for pray, the Lord I say, give sister Sweedine this. Give sister, I say, God, but me not rich, me not have no money. If we get money from the give sister Sweedine every minute, so when me, like say, me be obedient, because I was always obedient. When God said, me give somebody something, if me not give them, me tell them about owe them, but me have to be obedient to the Spirit. So when me just go to Sister Sweedine and say, yeah, thank you, Jesus. Me just leave them and say, well, can't I get lunch money from God? So me say, see me, she out to all the years, so she expect me live. And then hear me, no, God, I better me IR. Because if I say, you go put her in my spirit every minute. But me and Sweedine has developed a thing where I'm not just friend and I just church sister. She come like a daughter to me because she's my son and same age group. And she might look like she mature, but trust me, she's not mature. She still need guidance and stuff like that. But, I just want to tell you, say, Mama, how much now? To God be the glory. We have to go through things. We have to have tests to have testimony. We have to go through trials to have triumphs. We have to have, sometimes we have to become victim to be victors. So in all things we just have to give God thanks. So what about you and that baby father now?
So I thought it was still working, and he proposed to me.
Girl, get a ring, bash a ring to Mama see her when she come at church.
Yes, a year after. And I must say, though I
not going nowhere.
It not going nowhere. It cut it down.
True.
So when I got the ring, through the ring big and look good. I part everybody, honestly, I'm being honest. I'm being real here.
And I want persons to be honest.
And my left hand mostly say hallelujah.
Well, I learned now when I get mine, me go use the right hand, me that plan for God. Hallelujah!
Yes, and when I walk past girls, I know that bash me real hard. I set out my hand away, and in less than a month, I wonder if I was really engaged or this really a going away. Is it working? Been really engaged. When you put a fat ass ring, on my hand, and it's not going to work, and I got to say it's another season of shame.
Different from the pregnancy.
Different from the pregnancy when I ear run off and you think saying, yeah, you're gonna get married now so you can serve the Lord in spirit and in truth. Don't get me wrong that you're not serving Him in spirit and in truth, but when you have a thorn in your flesh and then
you still had a
yes. So yes, and I thought it was gonna work and we're gonna get married now and and boom. I was supposed to get married in November. I remember friend them planned. We're running up a bride party, the bridal party long time till August's speech. She was gonna say a speech for me and
boom, can I say something about that?
yeah.
You were raising it. You were not being humble. He's not my friend. You are my friend, but I'm gonna be honest. I know you're gonna end up saying it never worked and you maybe put more on him. But I think you're part of the problem, and I'm just gonna be honest.
That's true.
You see, men like to protect their ego. I don't want to get in spirit here, but I'm feeling the anointing. Marco, after. Yes, men like to, their ego is very important, and he wanted things to be done at a certain time in a certain way, where he was financially stable to provide the wedding that he wanted and move you from that environment and to live a proper life as a married couple. Now you can't wait, ring a weight sit down your hand, and you just want to get going and get flashy and you feel like if you engage too long, people will laugh after you. But you end up causing laugh because you never be patient. You understand me? Men want to be men. They want to be in charge. They want to lead. Yes, you went into a relationship before. It's not God give you that man, right? You went outside of God and you get pregnant or whatever. But knowing the God when we serve, if you humble yourself as the woman of God, and because all them hype they never really found. God now get no glory out of that, They take him out of the picture all completely. And then him, your spouse at the time, not get forbid the person where you come and tell him date. You come and tell him, say, oh, I go give speak. So what So I mean, I think some of the whatever you call it, flop, whatever you call it, I think you call somebody for yourself, and I think given a chance again, you will be more humbler.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Because it could have been something private, and the money where you take for them big wedding day, do what you really think would have make you live comfortable.
Yeah. So you make a point because I've learned. So I can attest to many young girls, and I am glad for the journey. So I can attest to wait, just wait, and don't move ahead from God, or don't get too overexcited, because the scripture in the Bible says that he that humbleth himself shall be exalted, and he that exalts himself shall be abased. So I was put in a base situation, and I've learned, and this is not going to happen again. You're just gonna know to take it one step at a time. God don't need any help.
True.
So
in a sharing glory.
No, and in those sharing glory. And this hype, it
no man, you're not sick up in all permit, Call again at church, get the rain.
I think that was no.
Yeah, leave it there.
No.
Leave it there.
But
okay. It's not honestly. I have a lot of friends there. Most of them is single, and I mean, I think I was older than most of them. Most of me and Sister Yolanda was in age group, and most of them get married, or when they get married, get engaged, and they were like, "Girl, you soon get married. God save the best for last," and they were being cheeky. But I can say today that I am not sad that my time has not come as yet. I've learned a lot from their situations. From most of them that got married before me, I sit and I was at the front page watching. And I can see where wrong moves were made, wrong decision, what I do to you, ES make waste. You understand me? And I remember Sister Michelle said this, when the Lord step up, when sin step in, then God step out. So I have learned, and I am not happy about the things when my church sister them go through or whatever. I am not happy because I desire to get married, so I don't rejoice at anybody downfall, but I have to take it as a learning process.
So, but I'm grateful for the experience, and I just want to tell somebody that wait upon the Lord, and the scripture say, he that waits upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They will mount up like wings, like an eagle.
They shall run and not be weary. They
shall walk and not faint. Teach us, Lord. Teach us, Lord. Teach us how to wait. So teach our viewers or young people, even up in age, because age is just a number. And we all have our different
and not only that, you're pretty young. So like me, God need to teach me how to wait because my clock I tick and me I get old and whatever, but me still need to wait because God only give good gifts.
Yeah.
And if it's not him give me, it don't make no sense me take it. So given that your spouse should want to work things out, I mean nobody's perfect, and the Lord wants after everything, to win this guy's soul, and to give you a chance at it. You think you have grown since all of this?
Alright, I've learned to forgive. So yes, I do forgive him. But the Lord said to the people in the land, if you say you love me, do my commandment. So it's not going to be about the mouth no more. It's going to be about your actions. Because you do have a saying, your actions speak louder than your words.
Yeah, but Sister Sweedine, you do have a lot to work on.
I
know you, the viewers don't know you. You need to work on how you speak to people. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to talk, don't kick me from my foot. You cannot have a man that you desire to be your husband, and you don't talk to him with respect, and you don't give him respect. Yes, they might get you upset. People say me terribly, but you say if me I gonna marry you and call you my man, I me not have no respect for you, me no want you.
No, that wasn't the case. I don't let my other heart feel like a boy.
Remember, I spoke to him, and this is my
this
channel. It's a real channel.
No, it's personal.
I spoke to him. And
yes, you spoke to him, but it's not going to be like you're here and I'm going to disrespect him. I disrespect him in my own time and my own space.
But that doesn't matter. It doesn't need a crowd for somebody to feel violated or disrespected. So if you have to be somebody disrespect you in front of a crowd for you to know that they disrespect you. If you call me on my phone and say something with me, like, trust me crazy. So I mean, you can't talk about, you have to think about what you say, and you need to work on yourself. Okay. So maybe I don't know what is the plans that the Lord have for you, but I think in this time and season, you should work on yourself to be a proper wife, material. It no must be for him. God can have something in store, and work on yourself overall, See, because we don't want to get married and we not bring nothing to the table. We don't want to get married and we're not independent to a certain level. So no, we are talking about the things that we.
I'm listening.
Right. So we're going to work on we. God not share him glory,
Yes,
him no want no man come say, a them make Sweedine, and we are God picnic. God a fix we and bring we. You understand me? Yeah. Wait, let us start with your tabuala. Wait, that you catch?
Yeah.
Start over.
Me start over.
Alright. Me not laugh. She said me done her a while ago. No, it's not done. I wouldn't want if that young man for watch this, he knows me know the truth and look like it one-sided. I promise everybody that I am gonna be 100% real in what I do on this channel. It is my channel. It's nobody else's channel but my channel. And if I cannot be Deborah 5 on it, I don't want to do it. So I am just gonna, if it's a question, if somebody come and interview me, trust me, anything they ask me, I'm gonna be here.
No, but at the point I did not state him to be a monster.
No, but you push him away.
I did not say no.
And then because you're not wearing that big sash ring anymore, and you did not get married on the 16th of November, so you are bitter. But in the sense, I was bitter, but in the sense it's not all him. You understand me? Some of it was you. And if me I gonna be a friend and talk about situations like these, it's suppose somebody who I watch, but maybe have some behavior problem too. We need to know, so them have to work on it. Respect go both ways.
That's true. Yes, I pushed him.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I did. I was part of it. But just as I said, be humble. I wasn't humble.
And what you must remember, because alright, maybe the pushing away was caused from jealousy and him having female friends that no woman, and when you have the Bible in your hand and I preach a word, we don't run joke with a man. big man thing. And so me thought me serious and me just playing.
Yeah.
So the jealousy come in.
Probably.
But at the same time, you have to remember say you want say God and him not say God. So you have to deal with the thing on a Christian level for win him over. You get what I say?
I think because I was sorry, I don't get it. I think because I wasn't brought up in church, and the kind of the street side always strippy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when I run certain jokes, I'm gonna like them woman thing there.
Yeah.
So it kind of make my head kind of
Chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we don't take them thing there.
yeah. So it's not something to be proud of.
No, but you have to be you.
But
For real. We not go prep school or primary school.
Yeah,
so
that
we
was
don't speak English.
that.
We not prop. We eat on the ground with the spoon. We don't know about knife and fork. We big a real thing.
Yeah.
So we have certain things. The streets were still in a way. But as some person serving God, God teach we, you know.
Yes.
Him teach we, and it is good for you for admit say you falter, you mess up. You mess up when you go out there, you know. But the brother is stand up beside you.
Yes,
and trust me guys,
there.
let me say this. He's
Even
an excellent father.
Yes, he is.
He has been there for his child. And she's a mother of 3. So he's the last child's father. And he has been there. He has been there and he's still there.
Yeah.
So big up yourself, my bro. Cause I know you're gonna see this. Yeah. So he has been there, and let me tell you this: you have man in a church too, but them still not perfect, and them still a cheater too. You get what I say? But your role as the Christian was supposed to try to bring out something in him where him have to say, no sir, Sweedine really different, a fool she fool sir or what. You understand me? You can be stern in a car. Boy, I'm a trip, nothing like if certain things are going, I'm in a one relationship, I'm not going to take it. And sometimes the things that come, when I really cuss bad, but when I say something where not really too right. You get what I say? But at the same time, guess what you got to do? You have to learn from this.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure say, you seek God. Anybody where want me and she, have to come deep in a God. Because that's how they wrap up in them arms. Because right now we're supposed to have standard as woman and God. Duh.
Yes, and my standard now is we're not give nobody until they put a ring on it and marry me.
Yes.
Yeah, if I seek the Lord, and you know, sometimes even we as Christian we say we have to test the water before, but if we really seek the Lord and ask for his guidance, if not gonna give
On the street that
fish
you know,
out of water.
on the street that
Yeah.
when I come in a church, I say, hey, you must do bad. You have my wedding day, I come and cry. But now when I know God and growing in God, I know say.
And you learn to value yourself
Right.
after a period of time. So I've learned to value myself, and I've worked on myself through the Holy Spirit. I started to pray about me, started to fix me. I was so caught up in love till me even wreck my own self. So sometimes some love wreck you. So I was paying too much attention to the other person till I started to pay less attention on you. But to God be the glory.
Yeah, but when you don't to, and that even you pay, you know, pay attention to him and therefore they say they are left for God. And
Yeah.
God is a jealous God.
So-
And him not share him people. He must always be at the head. So for me, because as we up on the topic, something jumping on my spirit, I too falter since I'm a Christian. I too messed up. I was just smarter than her. I am being honest, I'm not gonna put you on the stand and not talk about me. And I've been in Christendom longer than her, and I'm older and more mature. So I messed up along the way, but I mean, it coming like as a Christian, I wasn't looking at relationship. To be honest, it was a fix. You understand me? I might have a past relationship and you run a 2 year and you know messed up and you just one day, you know, the body get the best of you, you just, and it's a fix. It not up my game, say another year and a half or so, and it's always somebody where you had in your past, with desire to get married to you, but you know that now go away, so you not entertain that. But I've grown from it, and I know that, you know, after you do that, it lasts couple minutes, and you feel nasty, and you feel messed up, and you just say, you know, worth it. So I've grown from it, and when I talk to them, I tell you, I've grown from it, and I can say that God love for me exceed everything else.
True.
And no man no work me if you gonna mess up myself and have to start back from scratch. To start my blessing. So at the point I'm at now, I know what I want. I have standards, I have boundaries, and I mean you can't tell me anything for going on my head. No, Baba, you have to come love God. I have to love God far more than how you love me. Okay? So when you love Him, then the Bible says,
Seek Him first.
I'm not even that one I'm going to say, but seek Him first, the kingdom of God, and all His righteousness and all other things will be added. But the one me just say, husband love the wife like how Christ love the church. So if you don't know God, you never love me that way there. So we're going to take time wrap out because hungry kill me. We come from church. I will decide to do this before we eat and get lazy.
And then the juice was great. Sorry, it's not crave, guys.
She crave for true.
Yeah.
So this was overdue. You know, the Lord was telling me that to ask to speak about this, and then when I said to her, she said that's what the Lord said. So we just decided. You see, I don't want this channel is gonna be about every and anything. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be laughing, mouthing, serious conversation. It's me. So it's my personality wrapped up in one. And I promise guys that I'm gonna keep it 100. I know some viewers will have a problem, but I think God gave me this platform to do me, where I can be me, and I'm gonna be me. So let's say peace out. I remember Satan I love this a while ago, because somebody will be delivered from this video. So I know that he's upset. But guess what up? Satan just get bad up. Bam! Yeah, peace. Remember, like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. I remember to hit the notification. What?
Post notification.
Post notification so you know every time I put out a new video. Guys, just go and share so we get some more subscribers, because we intend to reach people with our little medium that we have.
And
big up yourselves. Yes, keep them lady in your prayer, keep sister Sweedine in your prayer. And just know say we love you, but God love you far more. If you know how God loves you, trust me. If you just have a clue how Him love you, just surrender to Him. Big up yourself. Happy Sunday. So it's dinner time now, guys. Vlogging finish. And so we're having dinner. This is Jamaican oxtail cocktail. Yeah. And a little beverage. Yeah. Want to bless the food yet?